It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. You feel like you're in prison. You feel like you've done something wrong. Just overpower you and you're literally nothing. It's like you do what we say or you're in trouble, we'll lock you up for longer. Yeah, they were even threatening me that if I was to do this again, we will extend your time in here.
Algunos de ustedes recordarán que hace unos meses, en septiembre del 2021, hice un video sobre los controversiales campos de cuarentena en Australia. En aquel momento, la primera ministra de Queensland dijo que se requerían para todo el territorio nacional.
And in fact, I believe we need regional facilities right across the country.
Y que para diciembre del 2021 estarían listos. En ese entonces, se supuso que los usarían solo los viajeros de los aeropuertos por solo 14 días y ya está, ¿verdad? Bien. Este video llegó a diciembre del 2021 y sin embargo, según las palabras de esta chica que fue llevada allá, estas instalaciones se están utilizando para los ciudadanos dentro del país y pueden ser llevados allá varias veces de ser necesario, sin importar su estatus del C-19, si han sido inyectados o no, y que deben ir allá obligatoriamente en caso de que lo soliciten las autoridades o de lo contrario se someterán a varias sanciones. También dice que lo que asegura la prensa de estos lugares, de que son como centros vacacionales, no es cierto, y que parecen más bien lugares de encierro con cámaras y con vigilancia constante. Al parecer resulta que ella ha sido llevada 2 veces allá debido a que una condición médica que tiene ella no le permite usar mascarilla. Pero esto no ha sido suficiente para evitar que sea puesta en este lugar por mala suerte y como consecuencia ha perdido su empleo. Esta y muchas otras personas han sufrido debido a esto. Ahora ya serían más de 3 los proyectos en marcha en aquel país y hay otros más que se están dando en otros países. Por ejemplo, las instalaciones FEMA en Estados Unidos o algunos centros que hay en algunos países en proyecto. ¿Qué sucederá más adelante? Hola a todos, soy John Anderson desde China. Bienvenidos a un nuevo video. Hoy les voy a hablar de los controversiales campos de cuarentena en Australia. El principal en este momento sería Howard Springs, en donde están llevando a una gran cantidad de personas. La situación es que se ha invertido millones y millones en estas instalaciones y en Australia, en diciembre del 2021, habría muy poquitos casos para toda esta gran inversión que se hizo hace unos meses. A continuación vamos a escuchar un testimonio de una de las personas que estuvo allí internada y le hicieron varias preguntas. Su nombre es Hailey Hudson, así que vamos a escuchar este testimonio y ustedes sacarán sus propias conclusiones.
The biggest of these camps is called Howard Springs. It houses up to 2,000 inmates, surrounded by tall fences and carefully policed against attempts to escape. From Darwin in the Northern Territories is Hailey Hodgson. She has just returned from a 14-day, let's say, stay at Howard Springs, and she's agreed to tell us all about it. How did this all start?
A friend of mine went to work and got tested for COVID. He had a little bit of a cold. He tested positive. He got put into this quarantine camp, and then we went about our days as normal, and then the investigators starting to knock on our doors and stuff like that. I have a scooter and they ran my number plate, and they ran the number plate and seen the footage that I was with the person who had tested positive, and that's how they knocked on my door and knew where I lived from running my number plates.
Okay. So then do they call you up or did they come straight to the house or what happens next?
Yeah, so they came straight to my house. I didn't get a call or anything. I literally walked out the front and it was 2 undercover investigators. And they said, "Oh, do you know so-and-so?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Have you been with them?" And I said, "Yep." I told them my whereabouts, where I'd been, everything like that. And they said, "No worries." And they said, "Had you had a COVID test done?" I said, "Yes, I had." When I hadn't, just because I was so scared of in the moment, and I've been to one of these quarantine camps before, only literally a month before this.
Para algunos esto parece una especie de campo de concentración o así lo llamarían. En Alemania, en Neumünster, hice un video hace varios meses de cómo se está construyendo una instalación para poner aquí a aquellas personas que hayan violado la cuarentena en ese caso.
So I know what it was like. I was just really scared. It's just a horrible position to be in. And I just lied and said, look, yeah, I have, when I had. They said, they drove off. About 5 minutes later, they called me and they said, we've tried to check the system and your name's nowhere. We can't find you. And I said, look, I've lied to you. I'm completely sorry. I'm so apologetic. I'm scared. I don't want to, this is just such a scary thing. And they said, yep, righto, stay there. Someone's going to come and test you. I said, all right. So I stayed there and I just waited for someone to come and test me. No one came to test me. The next people who rocked up at my house were 2 other police officers. They blocked the driveway. I walked out and I said, what's going on? Are you guys testing me for COVID? What's happening? They said, no, you're getting taken away and you have no choice. You're going to Howard Springs. You either come with us now and we'll put you in the back of the divvy van, or you can have a choice to get a COVID cab. So, of course, I chose the COVID cab because they said, well, if we're to take you, we're going to hand you a $5,000 fine. So, of course, I didn't want that to happen. So I just said, look, I don't consent to this. I don't understand why I can't just self-isolate at home like a lot of other people are doing. And they just said, we've just been told from higher up where to take you, and that's all that there is.
So Howard Springs is the biggest COVID camp in Australia, isn't it? It's a
Correct,
huge
yes.
network of cabins that is built to house potentially infected people.
De hecho, en el campo de Howard Springs, varias personas se han intentado escapar y otros han logrado escaparse. Por toda Australia se están construyendo, hay otro que se llama Toman, cerca de un aeropuerto, y también el controversial proyecto Michelheim.
We are literally bringing in now hundreds of people that are of close contact or that have COVID. I was packing my bag, I had my housemates at the front speaking to them, and they said, is she able to just do a test? And once that test comes back negative, is she able to, leave and come back to normal life? And these police officers said, yes, we're pretty sure that all you have to do is return a negative test and you'll be released. So that gave me, that calmed me down, knowing, okay, well, if I return a negative test, I can just go back home. Obviously, I was very distressed. I was crying. I was saying, this isn't fair. It was just horrible to go through. And I stood there and I just said, can I please have a test now? Because I need these test results back, as I will be negative. And I later on, I was negative. The whole time I was there, I was negative. And I said, once these go negative, am I allowed to leave? And she said, no, you're here for the 14 days.
So the first time you found out that you were there for 14 days was when you arrived?
Yep.
Okay, so you get taken to a room, is it? A cabin? What's life like inside these camps?
You literally get put on the back of a golf buggy with your bags, and these people are in hazmat suits and everything. They don't want to come near you because they think you're infectious, and they literally drop you to your room and they leave you. They don't come and say anything. They don't check up. They don't do anything. You get delivered your meals.
Have you spoken to people from inside the camp?
We can, but we're only allowed to stay in our designated areas, which is nothing, maybe 2 meters. We have a deck that we're allowed to go out and maybe get a little bit of sunlight, but that is it. If you get caught off your decking without a mask on or anything, you get a $5,000 fine.
Muchos hablan de que las situaciones en estos centros no son como las muestran en las noticias, en donde lo muestran como un centro vacacional, donde la gente va a pasarlo bien, sino que hay un ambiente bastante difícil en estos lugares.
Tell us about what we're about to see here. So these are the officials inside the camp who are disciplining you because you were apparently not being contained within your area. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. So I went to the bin to put something in the bin that I was not wearing a mask. Mind you, I actually have an exemption. I don't need to wear a mask. I have a medical condition. And the person that came to hand me the notice was another police officer.
Go. So this, I'm going to give you a warning, yeah? It's an official warning that you have to stand above and obey the rules while you get, yeah? And that's, we have to go to the rules again. I don't care.
So
what's
am I
happening
allowed
in
to
the
go to the
background.
laundry?
You're allowed to go to the laundry, but you got to wear masks, yeah?
Yeah, righto.
And you definitely can't go up the fence anywhere else. But you're allowed to go to the laundry, yeah? That's always been the case, yeah?
Right, so if I was sitting just here, which is right near the fence, why are these guys in a cabin that's right near the fence? It makes no sense, does it?
Yeah, but you can't leave your balcony to go to the fence to talk to somebody else. That's just obvious, yeah?
So if I was
Again,
at
it
that
doesn't have to
balcony,
make sense. So there has to be lines everywhere drawn, yeah? And one of the lines is you cannot leave your balcony and you cannot go to someone else. Where it makes no sense or it doesn't seem right to you, that is the line, and that's what the law is, yeah? And that's how it goes, yeah?
the law.
Well, the show direction.
There's a law that
Show
says that.
direction, yep. There's a show direction, yeah? And how the behaviour must be done, especially in this area because it's much more highly infectious and likely to have infected people, yeah?
Highly infectious when all of us people are negative.
So far, the risk is still very high, yeah? Just while you're here, can we just do that? Otherwise, the next time it's a $5,000 fine, and we don't want to do that.
It's a $5,000 fine if what?
$5,000 fine. If you breach again.
If I walk out onto that path,
Without your mask on, for
With-
no reason other than the laundry.
if I cross that yellow line
Rule saying that you've broken the rule.
that I've broken the rule, I will be issued with a $5,000 fine.
That's correct.
Right.
You're literally nothing. It's like you do what we say or you're in trouble, we'll lock you up for longer. Yeah, they were even threatening me that if I was to do this again, we will extend your time in here.
So the officers within the camp have the power to keep you there longer if you misbehave.
That's what they were saying, yep.
And at one stage, is it true that they offered you Valium?
Yeah, so because I was so distressed.
Así que como pueden ver, se le ofreció un medicamento, es decir, a esta persona no se le permitió salir afuera a despejar su mente o a caminar o a hacer algo diferente, sino que un doctor le ofrecía este medicamento que es básicamente un relajante muscular.
I said, can you just please let me out for a walk or a run? Like I'm in this little box and I can't move. Can I please, I'm anxious, I'm feeling not well, just I need to get out. And they literally said, we've got a doctor calling you and we'll get some Valium prescribed to you that you can call us anytime you like and you can have Valium.
So you've lost your job.
Yeah, now currently unemployed because of this situation.
There's been a lot of press in Australian media about how these camps are really luxurious and it's like having a holiday. Did it feel like a holiday for you?
No way. You are literally trapped in a box on your decking with fences all around you, cameras everywhere.
Como saben, amigos, también se está haciendo la polémica revisión de los llamados centros FEMA en Estados Unidos y mucha gente se ha acercado a algunos lugares y está la construcción de una especie de instalaciones de cuarentena nuevas que tienen una visión y un panorama bastante polémico. Vale, amigos, esta ha sido toda la información por el momento. Son todas las preguntas, pero también quedan más preguntas para muchos de nosotros. ¿Qué va a suceder más adelante con estas instalaciones en las que se hace una inversión millonaria? ¿Realmente creen ustedes que se dará algún otro propósito, además de las simples cuarentenas? ¿Será que a las personas las pondrán allí constantemente? ¿Qué creen que pasará en los países hispanos en los que no hay tanta economía para invertir en semejante infraestructura? ¿Creen ustedes que serían capaces de hacer una construcción en un país que tiene problemas o dificultades para desarrollarse? Bueno, todo eso queda en sus manos para que lo respondan, así que espero que les haya gustado. No olviden suscribirse, compartir para más videos como este y estamos conectados.